Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in a series between David and Darren. David on my left side is playing Valentina, using Valentina's flashing ability, able to flash in a 2-drop of below from your hand onto the battlefield for defensive play and offensive play later on in the game. Not only that, he is using the blue engine, which is obviously Valentina using blue majority of the time, able to get this draw power on, draw those engine before your opponent does, not allowing your opponent to get his key cards before you do. Not only that, a lot of bouncing power, obviously that you should know that Valentina playing blue, a lot of bounce ability and so on. For those who don't know, this is the Alex cluster format without the Blazer in place, so it's all okay. You can say you don't have to think, oh my god, Blazer is going to be the format for this format. We know that Blazer will be a thing in the Alex cluster format, but however we are not playing Blazer, so you'll be seeing some interesting play without Blazer in the format. So next we have Darren on my right side actually. He's playing the 4 Sacred Beast deck, similar to my build but very different playstyle. Obviously, the goal of this 4 Sacred Beast deck, you want to maintain as much Sacred Beast onto the battlefield, and in order to do enough damage output, and then dropping another Sacred Beast on the field to gain more ability, because the fact is that more Sacred Beast on the field means that the Sacred Beast abilities get a lot more stronger than it used to be. For example, Tiger heals you 200 for each Sacred Beast on the battlefield, Phoenix burns 200 for each Sacred Beast on the battlefield, Turtle bounce cost equal to the total amount of your Sacred Beast, and then I think the Dragon allows you to draw a card. So the Dragon might be the underwhelming one, but however it's the main card you want to draw ASAP, because of the fact that it's a draw power, it buffs all your Sacred Beasts up, and knowing that you only need one Sacred Beast to gain one hand advantage, and that's not too bad at all. And because all our Sacred Beasts, you need a lot of them on the battlefield, you need to maintain it. So let's get on the back to the game itself. Currently, life point wise, 3,600 compared to 3,000 life point now. Attacking directly with Cinderella, buffing up by the counter and also the Field Edition. The Field Edition allows you to draw 1 card when it comes to play, and knowing that all your Water Resident that you control gains additional 100 attack, 100 defense. If you have 5 cards or more in your hand, gain additional 100 more. So total is a 200 plus Field Edition along with a draw factor, so it replaces itself. Now Darren's going for the acceleration play and dropping more Regalians on the battlefield, more arrows, more defensive plays, and not allowing David to go overwhelming with aggressive play at all. Not even David can overwhelm those 3 Regalians on the field with hedge arrows, and another Regal on the battlefield which are produced for Sacred Beast, allow you to accelerate a lot faster, so you can drop like a turn 2 turtle, turn whatever. So you can drop a lot of things on the battlefield very quickly, but however, dropping 4 Regalias and a Phoenix is showing that to your opponent that you don't have much in play. So meaning that Darren's hand doesn't have a lot of Sacred Beasts in hand at the moment from my point of view. Paying 2 to drop the Beaver. So pumping up the Phoenix by 200 attack, 200 defense, so putting on 600 attack, 600 defense at the moment. So now you see the problem with the 4 Sacred Beasts, because if you play a lot of Regalia, which is nice and all, but if you put them all at one point, every single time, drop both at the same time or 3 at the same time, it shows that to your opponent's hand that you do not have much to defend my play. So I'm gonna slowly outgrind you and so on. So when it comes to Sacred Beast matchups, you have to consider that what they're dropping and so on. And if you're a Sacred Beast player yourself, don't drop everything on the field at once, because once you drop everything on the field, all you have to do is that use a lot of AoE damage, like for example Cinderella, Awakening of the End, Dark Pulse and so on, just to nuke your whole entire field, and all your resources means nothing to them now. So let's see now, back to David's turn now. Both players on 3,000 life point, more blues, so more draw powers and so on. Dropping the Regalia, allowing him to force the opponent to block, forcing him to lose resource on the field. Dropping another castle on the battlefield and draw an additional card, buffing that Cinderella to 600 attack and 1,200 defense. But even with the extra buffing, the 3 Regalias that Darren has at the moment can do 400 each, so that will be enough to take out the Cinderella. But 3 counters for 1 Cinderella, I say it's worth it in the long run, but however, it depends on David. Does he really want to sacrifice that Cinderella in the long run? But if I was David, I would try to get rid of as much Sacred Beasts on the battlefield as I can, because those Sacred Beasts are very important, because if those less Sacred Beasts on the field, less ability for them to resolve. Not attacking, leaving Cinderella untapped, so allowing for defensive play and so on. Let's see what can Darren do now. Currently, I think Darren has 3 cards in hand, so very low cards in hand, while David has like at least 5 plus in hand. A lot of hand advantage, a lot of defensive play, and a lot of cards to play with in later in the game. So both of these decks are very heavy on late game, obviously, but it depends how you use your card and so on to maintain that late game. Typing for another Magic Stone by Darren. Currently 2 reds, 2 green, 1 colorless for the Regalia, the Horn, while David has 4 Magic Stone of blue, so Water Magic Stone, and 2 untapped, allowing him to flash in any cards in if he wants to. But let's see what happens now. Currently, life point wise, 3,000 life point compared to 3,000 life point. Life point was very same, almost exactly the same. While field advantage does go to Darren, dropping another Sacred Beast on field and bouncing the Cinderella back to his hand, not allowing any defensive play. But by bouncing that Cinderella's hand back to his hand, it allows David to drop another Cinderella on the battlefield, or the same Cinderella battlefield, and able to block it. But instead he dropped the Squire of the Ocean Lady, which allows you to draw 1 card when it comes to play, and currently is sitting on 800 attack, 800 defense, I believe, depending on the amount of cards in his hand. And then Darren's forced to use 1 arrow to do 400 point damage directly to us, so they both trade off. So a counter and a Squire, a counter and a what do you call it, and a Beaver for a Squire that replaces itself by drawing card is very worth in the long run. Attacking 400 directly by the Phoenix, putting David down to 2,600 life point compared to Darren's 3,000 life point at the moment. Let's see now, 5 Magic Stone open to play with, 2 Field Edition, 1 Regal in play, allows you to do a lot of stuff. It depends what David do with his hand, because he has at least 6 or 7 cards in hand to play with. He has a lot of options to play with at the moment. So let's see what happens now. Well, Darren on the other hand has only 2 cards in hand, I believe, at the moment, and 2 Magic Stone are untapped, so you can play like a cancel spell or even a Demon Flame, whatever he needs to pop on the field. David dropped another Resonate on the field, and now that Resonate is quite scary against the Sacred Beast matchup, because since David already set up his field, the Regalia forcing the opponent to block, and whenever the Resonate is getting blocked or is blocking, it returns back to the bottom deck before damage being dealt. So it's very powerful Resonate indeed. But however, Darren does have 3 arrows in play, so he can one-shot the Resonate that David played on the battlefield. So let's see what happens now. Currently 5 Magic Stone open for Darren, but has an extra one from the Regalia Horn, so allows you to accelerate a lot faster than usual. Tapping 3. Let's see what he's going to put a Sacred Beast down, but which one is he going to be putting down? Putting the Turtle again, bouncing back the Resident back to the opponent's hand, and paying 1, casting, Alice Clustering, putting it back to the bottom of the deck instead. But no, in response that Darren actually cancelled it, so not allowing it, so forcing it going back to the opponent's hand, not allowing David have any defensive card on the battlefield, so putting David in a bad position. Attacking direct to 400 point damage, putting down to 2,200, and attacking with the Turtle, going very aggressive now, putting 500 damage on board, 1,700 compared to 3,000 life point. Not looking too good for David, even he has the hand advantage, but the field presence is quite empty, while Darren able to maintain his field presence with Sacred Beast, and each Sacred Beast on the field is getting a lot stronger than before. So even though David has hand advantage like I said before, and field edition pumping, he can't do anything if he doesn't have a field presence on the battlefield. Even he does drop a field card on the battlefield, Darren has Phoenix, Darren has Turtle to bounce it back and burn it. Not only that, gain more life with Tiger, using Dragon to draw, and using those Regalias on the battlefield offensively to burn like 400 point each, doing direct damage to David, putting him back into down to the corner at the moment. So let's see what happens from now. Paying 2 the Judgment very early, getting an extra Magic Stone when it comes to play. Now, Valentina gains additional 100 attack, 100 defense for each card you control. So I think David has 6 or 7 cards in hand, so it's either 11-11 or 12-12. And the God Arc is very powerful indeed. Allows you to steal an opponent Resonator, use it against him, and so on. Dropping the Resonator back on the battlefield, a 10-10 on the battlefield, and I believe also a 10-10 or 12-12 or 11-11 for the J Ruler. Valentina is very big at the moment. So obviously now Darren has to consider how to get around those resonators that resonate and that one single J roller, should I say. But however, the advantage does still go to Darren, because with so much Sacred Beast on the battlefield, and all that Darren has to do is to maybe drop a dragon or something, or even do an early judgment, since the fact is that when he judgment, his J-Roll gains the ability Swiftness and Flying. For depending what color you have, if you control white, you have target attack, you control red, you have Swiftness, blue, Flying, green, +2/2. So obviously right at the moment, Darren can go very offensive with the J-Ruler, pushing for 800 points of damage directly to David to the face, and not worrying about too much about what can David do. But however, Darren has to consider that he might get God Arc by Valentina, stealing the Resonator away, and not only that, forcing to block by the Regalia, putting back the bottom deck with the Resonator when it declares attack, and not declares it, but when it's being blocked or it's doing a blocking phase. Sorry about that, guys, got tongue twist for some odd reason. So let's see what can Darren do at the moment. His J-Ruler is still untapped, so he still can do the J-Ruler option, or he can tap for another Magic Stone for more power plays like dropping Tigers and Sacred Beasts on the battlefield and so on. So let's see what he can do. He has 2 reds in play, so I can expect a Demon Flame to shoot off the Resonator off the battlefield, or dropping a Phoenix as well. He does drop the Phoenix and burning 800 point damage directly to the Resonator, putting it down to 200 defense left. So pretty much extra 200 more damage will definitely kill it right away. And putting another Phoenix, burning additional 1000 point of damage directly to it. And in comes Alice Clustering, putting it back to the bottom of the deck and allowing it to put it back on the battlefield. Another card with same cost or lower on the battlefield. So putting the same one and drawing an additional 1 card from Alice Clustering. Not looking too good, and Jay activating right off the bat, currently sitting on 8/8, attacking directly, flying as well, putting David down to 900 life point left. Not looking too good, because all other cards on the battlefield has Swiftness, so it doesn't matter at this moment, because every single card on the battlefield can attack at the moment. 400 directly and so on. Not only that, you have to consider that Darren also has 3 Regalians on the battlefield, so when it does declare and block, I can just shoot off your J-Ruler or shoot off your Resonator off the battlefield with 400 points each for each Regalia attack for the arrow. So currently he can do 12 damage onto a single J-Ruler or Resonator. Not looking too good for David. So I think this is going to close the game for now. We can see the determined winner from here. Darren, with so much field presence, so much defensive play and offensive play as well, dropping Turtles and Phoenix allows you to get the extra power need. And using the Horn to accelerate his play to get more resource to play with and so on. So let's see now. What can David do in this situation? David can't really do much with a J-Roll and a Resonator on field compared to Darren's 3 Resonator with Swiftness and 2 Turtles that can already attack this turn, because it's already been past the 1 turn has been on battlefield. Attacking 400 directly. If any more of those attacks go through, like at least 2 Turtles will go through, could definitely go back to, will definitely kill it. Blocking with the Resonator, putting it back to the bottom of the deck, but I don't think it mattered at this point, because even if block with Valentina, there's still enough damage on board to go down to 0. In comes the another Phoenix, putting down to 100 life point left, and in comes the Turtle, and even does block with the Turtle, the other Turtle can attack and so on, not leaving David much option left. So I don't think he has a choice but to take it or block it. Even if it does block it, last minute effort, but he still will not be able to survive this game. Attacking directly, and that's the game, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for game 2.